This is the part where we'll just rotate between us. Yeah, same. Even though Marguerite and Nicole and Suze can't hear the music. Here we go. Nicole's in it. And now we're on Suze. Yeah. Perfect. Oh my gosh.
Hi.
Aww.
Hey!
Oh.
I need to pause or I'm going to go insane on the show that we're on. Okay. Hey, everybody. Finally, welcome to Games on the Rocks. We had a really good relationship with XSplit, but I think we're both taking a break right now. XSplit
really
said
good.
that they needed some space, and I want to respect that. So we're just on YouTube tonight. And that's totally fine. I am one of your hosts of Games on the Rocks. I am Stephanie Straw. Games on the Rocks is brought to you by Meeples Included, which is a community website talking about board games and everything board games with a mindfulness and an inclusivity of inclusivity and diversity. So we're going to have a happy stream tonight. Is what we're going to do. We are keeping it keeping it positive. I will introduce Suze first, and she doesn't have a drink literally at her lips so that Maggie can take some sips. Suze, welcome back to the show. What are you drinking?
I am drinking a little concoction. It didn't have the blue
Curacao? I think it's Curacao. I don't know.
Curacao?
Yeah.
I think you're just making that up. But
it's regional. It's regional dialect. Like it's different.
Grenadine and these fancy cherries that I totally don't eat out of the jar all the time. And some, simple like gin and soda. So it works. It makes me happy. And today is happy night. Tonight is happy night. And I'm so glad to be with all of my lovely meeples tonight. So, speaking of love, over there, Nicole, say hi.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to 2017, and welcome to Games on the Rocks this evening. I am enjoying a purple monstrosity. I don't know if you can
Nice
what it is, but it's a lot of goodness, and I'm sipping it through a straw, which makes me feel very special. Another person who has a magical purple drink is Marguerite.
Oh, hi. I do have a magical purple drink. It's this one is soda water and vodka and a little bit of blue curacao and grenadine to make it purple. It also has like a splash of cranberry, and then I also have really, really nice tequila in this mug.
Woo!
I was at the store and I couldn't resist. It's Casa Nobles and Añejo, and it's one of my favorite tequilas.
So how do you attack that? Do you finish one and then you choose like one is the capper, or do you alternate, or how does that work?
With nice enough booze like this, it's my starter, because once you're a little bit tipsy, you're not going to appreciate it as much. So
excellent
that's
point.
The idea, at least. Steph, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking our signature drink. I was actually going to see, hopefully we don't break the streams, but I was just going to see if I could screen share it. So let's see if I can do that.
Break the stream?
Yeah, we're gonna screen share my entire stream because it's not gonna show just my picture that I have up. So that's what we're doing right now. So there we go. So you can see everything right now. So this is like a personal peek into my life.
See it all.
So this is what I'm drinking. This is the Essence of Unicorn. 1.5 parts of vodka, 1 part blue curacao, whatever. 1 part cranberry juice, 1 part pineapple juice, 1 part grenadine. And my favorite part, this is how you make the drink. This is exactly how I made it too. Go into the forest at midnight during a full moon, walk 3 paces north of where the moonlight bathes in the river next to the mushroom pentagon, find a unicorn, they'll be there, ask politely for their essence, mix all those ingredients together and serve over ice with a squeeze of fresh lime juice. Whoa, we've got many windows going on right now. I'm super sorry. That was screen caption. Okay, we're back.
That was pretty amazing.
That was
professional.
That was on purpose. That was like a little fade out that we do.
Yeah, we kind of went into light speed cocktail.
It's like
mode.
a little, it's like a little special thing that we do just for our viewers on the show. So, so that's what I'm drinking, and I put a straw in it also. So, but because of the technical issues that we were having, and because XSplit and I just broke up, I'm gonna do some of this right here. I'm just
that's
amend
right there, girl.
Amend that recipe a little bit. Slightly there. So we have not gotten together since December.
Shocking.
Yeah. Well, now we've been like, in contact, since then, but we just haven't been here and talking to all of you and with Gidget.
Hello, Gidget.
Yeah, Gidget. She's a snuggle bug in the wintertime. So she's like super, super sweet. So we thought we would just sit down and catch up. So kind of loose topics tonight, probably what games we've been playing. Maybe we'll start by just catching everyone up to what we've been up to. So maybe, Suze, do you want to tell everyone kind of what you've been up to? And then we'll get into games, but just kind of generally what we've been up to maybe.
I'm just causing trouble all over the place. It's
Your hair looks fabulous tonight, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You straighten it. It looks like
I didn't wash it, so
that's it.
I guess dirty looks good on me. What can I say?
That's it.
No, it's been tough because November and December and January have been really, really busy, and so I've fallen behind on some of my content production and things, which has been a bit of a bummer. But I'm gearing back up and really excited to up my production again. I've got a ton of apps that I'm going to be producing little reviews for again. And I've been absent from Board Game Breakfast for a while, but I'm going to get back onto that train as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I have been sneaking in some game nights, which has been awesome. But not as many as I want to. And I'm really looking forward to hearing well, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to hearing what y'all have been doing and playing so I can be inspired and prioritize what I play next.
That's good.
Yeah. How about you, Mags? What have you been up to?
Kind of in the same boat as Suze, where a little bit of life got ahead of me. I was sick for 18 days in a row.
Whoa. I can't count that high.
It was really hard. I had to bust out like graphs and charts and all kinds of things, and I was Dayquiled out of my mind. I did have a really fun visit from my friend from out of town, and like I took a weekend in there and I kind of felt okay. So that was great. And that was the only gaming I've done in January so far. I got to see a half a day of OrcaCon, which was a little con up here that Steph got to go to a couple days of as well, but I didn't get to see my stuff. So I also have been a little bit absent from Blender for the most part for Dice Tower, so I'll be getting back. People to do like reviewy type things, so I might try and do an online Mysterium review thingy. Stuff in the fire, like we always do. What have you been up to, Nicole?
Yeah.
I have been doing a lot of light gaming. I've taught Lotus a little bit for some get-togethers, played some code names, telestrations, lots of things that are good for a good group. I like big groups. And then I got my hands on La Granja No Siesta, which is very good.
Nice.
I love it very much. That was the first game I played in 2017, actually, which was a nice way to ring in the new year. And I've taught some other games to people recently. Love Letter and Sushi Go being like two big hits, especially. So for people who are not really into competitive gaming, but more into co-ops, they've been enjoying those little tasters that I've put on the table. So yeah, it's been lots of fun. And that's really it. I've got a bit of a smaller collection now, but I still have some pretty great games. So I'm rocking it for the new year.
Steph, come on, girl. Gidget's going to tell all your tales if you don't jump in here.
Yeah, she's so camera hungry. So let's see, since December, I went to visit my sister in Austin for Christmas, and that was awesome. I got to fly first class. So, and it's
Nice.
every bit as amazing as everyone says that it is. It really is. I've actually flown since then to OrcaCon, and I'm like, can I get a cocktail over here? Come on. Like, it's ridiculous.
Lieutenant Buzz.
Excuse me, do you know who I am? I'm just asking you. I would actually, if you could tell me who I am. Help me figure out what I'm doing with my life. I've been actually playing a bunch of games. I got to play a bunch of games at OrcaCon, probably not as many as I did last year at OrcaCon, because I was there doing like a little bit of business too and hanging out with people, of course. I did really want to see Mags, but she was there whenever I was leaving, and of course I had plane trouble because that's like my life, I guess.
That's how you roll.
Yeah. And they didn't know who I was. So I didn't end up getting back until Monday. And I wish that I hadn't left until later Sunday, because then I could have had like a whole nother gaming sesh with like Mags and stuff. So I got to play Flamme Rouge, but I'll talk about that later. That was a new game that I got to play. I think that's the only thing like new that I got to play there. Everything else was kind of old stuff that I was happy to play again, but stuff I'd already played before.
But I thought you played Tramways.
Do what?
I thought you played Tramways.
No.
No?
No, I think other people did, but yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I was a game adjacent to like a lot of things that I wanted to play. So I feel like I played it. Like I was there when Ross played Great Western Trail, and I remember him being on the Great Western Trail. So I was there.
Steph
too.
got to hang out with my friend Ross, who is one of my absolute favorite gaming buds.
My gosh. So
Wait, first I'm gonna say Ross tonight said we should say hi to him. So let's say hi. Let's toast to Ross.
Ross is good people.
Ross is good people.
Ross is the highest of meeples because he has the best temperament. He's hilarious. He's super nice. He loves to play. He's like down for whatever. He'll play any game. He probably has preferences, but so I got to play Terra Mystica with him, and he's super chill. He's not aggressive, but like he's a really good game player, and you feel good playing a game with him. And he is just one of those perfect meeples. He's perfect.
I'm so glad you like him. He's one of my favorite gaming friends. Like really, and he lives 5 minutes from me, so it's really convenient.
Yeah. He is absolutely perfect.
Susan is.
Like everyone else, I'm also
amazing.
trying to work on other like broadcasting things. I would like to like find a good if there's a good broadcaster software out there that is looking for a relationship with someone, let me know, hook me up. So I've been doing some streaming like for Extra Life. That's a little bit easier, weirdly, to stream video games than to do this stuff. That doesn't make sense, but it's actually easier. Gidget is meowing her tail off.
Free Gidget.
Her tail is on the floor. So yeah, I've got a lot of projects in mind that I want to do to go to a lot of cons, stuff like that.
Yes, cons.
So
what
Steph,
about
you didn't get to play Great Western Trail? You were just adjacent to it?
I talked about it, I think, every second of the. They were like, "What games are you trying to get in?" I was like, "Great Western Trail." I wanted to play Flamme Rouge because I knew that Chris brought that. I don't even remember. It was like every game that I said was a game that I didn't end up playing. I played Role Player, which I'd played before, Terra Mystica, which I played before, Fuji Flesh, which I played before, Fabled Fruit, played before, so Roof of Bonanza. Like,
Mag,
it's fine,
Nicole, have you played Great Western Trail yet?
Yeah,
No,
I
that
did
was one
once.
that I was adjacent to. That and Terraforming Mars, I was game adjacent to at BGGCon constantly.
Aww.
I never got to play.
I went to this meetup right before BGGCon, and this wonderful woman had a copy of Great Western Trail, and she taught it to me and some other people that were kind of like new to me. I didn't know them. And she hadn't actually played it, but she just read the rule book obsessively, and she did a really good job teaching it. I was pretty impressed.
Cool.
And then I own a copy because Nicholas, our friend Nicholas, and one of the meeples literally stole it out of the hands of a con. It was for their game library, and it's mine now. But
Did you? So you
stole it.
Good for you. Hey, you deserve it. It should be with you.
You do.
Because I got to play it, and
Is it great and Western?
I think I love it.
Trail.
Like, I think I love it a lot.
Just how traily is it?
Pardon?
Just how traily is it?
Yeah. Oh, it's super traily. Like, there's so many trails. It's super traily.
Trails.
And maybe a little genocide and like full of the cows, which I also got the lecture from somebody who kindly wanted to educate me that I had to make sure I understood that most of the cows on the cards were not in fact cattle drive cows, but were milk cows, and they didn't drive milk cows on the Great Western Trail, and I got to hear that, so that was fun. But I really enjoyed it. There's I think as a designer, there's always a mechanism in his games. It just kind of clicks for me. Like in Mombasa, that discard management between the columns. I love that so much. And in Great Western Trail, I thought that the way that you use the cards and you had to go through the trail, it really worked. It's definitely a little bit heavier and a little bit meaner. And I got a rule super duper wrong, and so like I think the winning score was like 115, and then it was like 100 or 90 somewhere there, and then I got like 20 points. But but when you lose a game that badly, but you want to play it again right away, and you had a blast losing, I think that's a good sign, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend Great Western Trail if you're into that kind of medium heavier Euro game. If you like the designer, it really was a lot of fun.
Cool.
It'll be interesting to see the non-correct cows and the strange Western parts to it.
It'll be interesting if I ever get to play Great Western Trail or just always be game adjacent to it.
Yeah.
So, but there's a thing with Great Western Trail that I'm a little frustrated with, and it happens in a lot of Euros, I feel. And that's that you get really focused on this one thing, which is making buildings, and they won't win for you. You don't need them. Don't worry about buildings. Just worry about stations.
Good knowledge.
Just gonna put that out there. But I get a little frustrated when a game has an interesting mechanism that I can't use to win. But that might just be me being super.
Oh, so Above and Below is a little bit like that.
Yeah.
You wanna do adventure and storytelling, but boy, does that not win you the game, though. You gotta really luck out.
Yeah.
You guys been playing that I need here, like Terraforming Mars. Nicole, did you get to play that one?
No, that was James.
Oh, game adjacent. Hashtag game adjacent.
Gotcha. It was basically, I feel like every available copy at BGG-Con was on a table being played at every single moment. I was like, I have some time to spare now for the terraforming. And everybody else is already doing the terraforming. So yeah. I gotta get on it. It's hyped so much.
You can solo it.
I could if I owned it.
Oh, that's true. I don't own it either, and I want to. Santorini. That's the other one. Thank you, Indecision 101. That's the other one that I wanted to play at OrcaCon that I was constantly adjacent to, that everyone's playing. Everyone's talking about it. And I had that Santeria song in my head the whole time because I kept saying I don't practice Santorini the whole weekend. And then as Rollins was taking me to the airport, that was this last song that was on the radio as we were driving up to the terminal. Sing it. I'm not going to sing it. You sing it, Paul.
I only know like one line of that whole song, but I have that song on my Spotify and it comes up all the time, but I still really only know that one song, like line and the whole.
We are not going to break any copyright laws, okay?
Noted. Get our video deleted.
I wish I had a chance to try Santorini. I went to Board Game Base Camp at the beginning of January.
Yeah.
Which is
so jealous. So jealous. Those pictures looked amazing.
Yeah, it looked like really so much fun.
And
favorite thing about Board Game Base Camp?
Board Game Base Camp was getting to hang out with pals that I don't get to see very often. And honestly, I feel like that is almost every board game con is me getting to see people I don't get to see except for being on the internet. And play games with them, and that's the best. But we did have quite a rousing few games of Time's Up on the Saturday night, which was very good. So I very much enjoyed that. But I was playing Terra Mystica at the same time a game of Terraforming Mars happened, so I kind of missed out on getting into that. So there was some Terraforming Mystica happening.
Nice.
And
But you taught someone Terra Mystica, right? I think it was Mandy.
yes. Yeah,
Or
Mandy.
somebody was new at the table for the game, and I was really happy to see
There
it.
were 3 newbies. We had it was me and my friend Trevor had played before, and then we had Jamie Boucher and Erin from Frenemy Games and Mandy Pinup Girl from To Die For Games. And
Mandy's awesome.
yeah, she's
Hello,
fantastic.
Mandy.
So it was super good to spend like a giant chunk of time with those amazing ladies. But like it was a 5-player game with 3 new players, so it went as long as the Terraforming Mars game that I could have hopped in on. So I'll get there one day. It'll be fun.
One day.
But the board game base camp was amazing. Like I went to a place in the middle of snowy Southern Ontario and went inside and played board games and didn't come out again until we left. Like I did not set foot outside at all. It was amazing. So I highly recommend little getaways like that for gaming. It's very nice. And especially when there's just like, I don't know, I guess there was like maybe 40-ish people, 40 or 50 people, maybe more. And it was just like such a good amount of people for that kind of get together. And it was a really great way to start the year. So
Super jelly. Super
Yeah.
gels.
It looked so good. So I think it was Amber Scott posted some picture of her flying and then playing a game. And she's like, and everyone's going to be here tomorrow. And then I just started seeing like this wave of pictures of you guys like at an arcade and then like gaming.
Oh, yeah.
And
was
food.
amazing,
So much
right?
food. I loved the food. I just wanted more food.
Eric Lang took everybody on quite a food tour of Toronto. There was much eating involved, so that was nice. But yeah, it was good times. We got to show them a little bit of fun here in Toronto, which was good, and then we all hiked out.
Yeah, we need
2-hour drive.
Canadian conventions.
Okay, so I have to admit, where is Toronto?
Ma'am, it's in the USA. It's right there.
No.
Michigan.
I know it's in Canada.
North.
Like
Go
I know
to
it's in
north.
Canada.
Just go
But-
like east from you. Actually, probably southeast from
Canada
you. It's that far
is-
from the US.
Canada is Vancouver, BC,
Yeah.
Quebec,
Hold on.
and a lot of stuff in between.
So
I wish I
we-
had a map.
Is Toronto somewhere in between?
Yeah. So we're like a 2-hour drive maybe to Buffalo, New York. There's a border crossing there.
Is that by
into the
Maine?
States. No, New York.
Isn't New York and
Like,
Maine
New
close to
York
each other?
State, like Niagara
They're
Falls.
closer than you are to New York, I suppose.
And we are about a 3-hour drive. Windsor Detroit Bridge.
Oh, that's like kind of the
So-
middle of the in between.
Yeah, like
Because I'm always wondering how far you are from me. Okay, so the middle of the big in between of Canada.
we're right where all the Great Lakes are, basically. So
It's in the USA. Like I said.
it's apparently according to Stephanie Straw. We are in the States.
This is like my pipe. Life of Canada, according to
Okay. Okay, I think that helps. I think I should look
So,
at
yeah.
a map.
So one of the cons I go to every year is actually in New York State, in Niagara Falls, like across the bridge from Niagara Falls, Canada. So it's like you can walk back and forth between the two and weirdly like go between the States and Canada if you want to. It's very strange, but it's nice and close for me because it's like an hour and a half's drive from Toronto to get out to Niagara. So.
How do you guys feel when games depict geography incorrectly? Are you okay with that, or does that upset you?
It bums me out.
It bums you out, really?
Really?
Okay. So Ticket to Ride.
I mean,
Hate it?
that's more realistic than a lot of games, I guess.
Is
It's up to scale. For the size of the map. It's good. It's one of the better ones.
So what I get frustrated with in that kind of geography in games is when they just expect you to know where specific cities are and there's no other visual cues.
Yeah, like Toronto. Thank you.
No, not like Toronto. I'm talking like smaller places that you may not know, like Duluth or something. Like you wouldn't know where that was unless you
Idaho or something.
Because I mean, everyone knows like a certain chunk of a map based on where they've lived before or interacted with. But when they just have the city name and then you spend like 10 minutes looking like an idiot, looking around the map, trying to find it, they need to color code it or something.
I tell you what game is difficult for me to play, and that is America, the trivia party game where
That
close counts.
Really hard. I don't know if y'all have played this game. Have you? Anyone?
No, I haven't played any of them, like Terra Fauna, and none of them.
It's just it's a map of the United States, and I know like not the names of any of the middle.
I've lived in the States my entire life, and those questions are really hard.
I have
are ridiculously like left and center.
And just like for me, even like hazarding a guess of like I think it's probably in this state, and I have to like really look hard to figure out where that state actually is a lot of the time. So it's a struggle for an Australian who now lives in Canada to play that game, but it's lots of fun. I prefer Fauna and Terra because it's like the whole world, so everybody struggles.
The whole world in your hands. Kabuki Kid says that they found incorrect trivia answers in America. So I'm sure that's a couple of indie game kind of like that.
Did you write a sternly worded letter? Because that's really important.
Or did you like
you can't just tweet it. You got to write the letter.
You got to write
a letter. It's a 140 character letter. Or like some people just multiple tweet. Oh no, I dropped one of my octopus meeples.
No.
Oh, those are so cute.
Just got these in. Yay.
Z says that Ted Allspock's going to do Canadian next for you.
So Isle of Trains by Dice Hate Me Games, whenever it first came out, was like kind of loosely Ireland, and then had made up city name. It was. Because it's the Isle of Trains. Isle of Trains. It was the Isle. It was an island. So
Hawaii
people raged about it super hard on Board Game Geek on a forum whenever they put the image up. You could probably go find it. And so what they ended up doing was they ended up, instead of having like real Irish names, like kind of in areas, because they had to put them in areas the way they made sense, the way that the cards put together, because the 6 cards together like made the map. They had to then just to use made up cities because people were raging, so that it wasn't like people were like, my kid is going to see this and think that Dublin is over here and like their education's going to be ruined. So they just ended up like, okay, well, we give like, well, you know, just make up names then. And they just kind of sound like Irish names, I guess, Irish city names. So
they're Irish adjacent.
They're Irish adjacent, yeah. They're Iration, for sure. But yeah, so I was just curious about that. Like, I wondered how people felt about geography and whether it was accurate or not in games. I don't really care either way because I am not playing games as like an education tool. But I can see where people might be concerned if like, I mean, I do a lot of board game clubs and stuff, so. But I feel like you could be like, this is just a game. This is not a representation of, you know, you could kind of say that. But they also could grow up thinking that Toronto is in the USA if like they watch this stream. So
I mean, it's kind of USA adjacent. Let's
education wrecked by watching Games on the Rocks.
Disclaimer at the start of the episode.
That you will not learn anything from this stream.
You might actually learn
education. It's not for educational purposes. Thank you for watching.
Oh, I
have you do all of our disclaimers.
I got to play Seven Wonders Duel with the new the new
Pantheon?
Oh yeah, I played it
Pantheon.
too. What'd you think about it? And then
No,
we'll
no,
chat.
no. We did not need to tell Suze that so we could see where this went.
Oh, I didn't. There's an expansion. Tell me about it. Tell me.
I
There's an
want to make a
expansion to
gesture at you, but I'm not going to because I'm grown up.
There's a what? This is an educational stream, so
Yeah, that's just like we're gonna get the educational tag on it. Yeah. Well,
tell me about this new
okay.
game that I've never heard of that came out.
So Seven Wonders Duel, but with the Pantheon expansion, right? And it introduces like 3 module stuff, like or 3 new phases. Like
I don't know.
in
I've
each
never
phase.
heard of it.
And oh my gosh, I hate you so much. You're lucky you're cute. Otherwise, I'd be so done with you. So it adds a different thing to each of the 3 different ages. And the first one, you're kind of drafting, or you're figuring out what gods you're going to add to this pantheon thingy, right? And then in the second age, you actually get to start buying those gods or buying their favor. How do you buy a god? Anyway, and
you're like going like donating, offering, like come, give me, bestow gifts on me, and here's my money offering for you.
Gotcha. So you're like earning their favor.
And there's 5 of them, I think, because it's
6.
1 in the center.
Is there 1 in the center?
6?
Okay.
Or is there 2 in the center? No, you might be right.
Math is hard.
It is hard. 5
And
or
so
6.
you get these guys, and they'll have special abilities, and then you get to, if you choose to do that, you get their favor. And then the third one, instead of the guilds, they added these. What are they? I don't remember what they're called, but you switch out, instead of the guilds, you add these new people cards. They're just kind of set collection. So I really liked the expansion adds. I liked the gods and the Pantheon element. I liked the way you get them into the Pantheon, and I thought it added a nice alternative to kind of spend your actions and things like that. But I think the consensus between the person I played with and I was we didn't love the third age edition of those kind of set collection cards. We preferred the guild cards where you get
and you don't use those at all. Guilds
right,
are
you
not
don't
used at all.
exactly, and we prefer mixing those in because they give you bonuses based on your tableaus as opposed to these things of like, just because it seemed so obvious that if somebody picked one up, you had to take it to prevent them, because it kind of escalates in points the more they get, and it felt like it just was limiting, and it just didn't add much. And so I think for me personally, I love it. I'm glad I have the expansion. I'm a big fan of Seven Wonders Duel in general, but I think next time I play, I will only do the god and Pantheon element, and I'll probably just leave the guilds in myself. What do you think?
I did like the Pantheon. I ended up so the markers are placed, if you're familiar with Seven Wonders Duel, on the little pyramid, and you'll get to do a thing whenever those markers come off when you reveal those cards. So I ended up getting to do that a lot, and what you get to do is you get to look at 2 of the god cards and pick which one to put in a place. So you get some information that other people don't have, and then it's a little bit of bluffing, because if you put it closer to you, it'll be cheaper for you, right? Or more expensive, cheaper for you, I think. And if you put it closer to them, it'll be more expensive for you. So you might put a card that you actually really want close to them, because they'll never be able to look at it, I think they can never, they'll never be able to look at those cards. They'll be able to look at the other ones. So if you put it close to them, they might think, oh, I want to get that card because it's, seems she probably put it there because it's a really good card or something. So you could kind of like bluff them out that way or something. But I thought it was really cool. And some of the god cards I thought were like, not super great. Some of them were kind of the obvious better choice no matter what situation you were in, but whatever. Some people might, I don't know. Some people might.
Whatever.
Yeah. No, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it.
It's good times.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nicole, you got to like play test it and stuff.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah.
Those Canadian conventions, they're like.
It's not even Canadian. I keep telling you, it's on the U.S. side.
They're in it's in Toronto. So, they're like in the future. Canada is so beyond in the future.
I know, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. I know well, maybe we should talk about some of the best games we played from last year before moving on to what we're looking forward to.
That would be good. Max, do you want to talk about, or Nicole, do you want to talk about one?
No, I would love to hear what Mags's favorite game.
I just want to force Mags to talk. She's over there.
Okay, so
sipping.
I
She's over there just
famously
sipping.
hate
She's
Seven
got that
Wonders.
tequila, girl. You know it.
So I
Famously,
wrote down all of
there's a
the
Twitter
games
for it.
that
Mags hates Seven Wonders.
I hate Seven Wonders. I do. I absolutely hate it. I wrote down all the games that came out last year, and I was trying to figure out what I would talk about. But the one I taught the most this last year was Capital Lux from Aporta Games, which is out in stores now. Yay. Everybody. So Capital Lux is like this fabulous looking, like, it looks like it's straight out of Tron with like that really pretty watercolor art to it. And it's just a really smart, clever card game with a little set collection and a lot of rebalancing, constantly checking different things. The good and the bad of teaching it 8 times during BGG-Con is that I kind of saw a pattern of how it might play out every time. But if you play it like a normal person, you won't see that.
A normal person. So J.R. Honeycutt, I'm going to put him on blast right now, on the Nerd Nighter show, says that Capital Lux is garbage and that it's just totally random and just like placing cards and getting cards and picking up cards. And
that means that you did not understand
your response, Marguerite.
JR is great, but JR
I'm totally kidding. Like, obviously,
if we had to build a Venn diagram of favorite games, JR and my favorite games would not even touch.
Not even overlap.
The diagram is like this.
They're like not even on the same. So not even close.
There's actually Concordia, but he's obsessed with it. And there's Tichu, which is okay. But man, did he just freaking love some games and he hates everything else. But
he is a nice man, but it's okay that he's wrong.
Yeah.
Is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I do love Factory Funner. Sam is in the chat. I've never seen Sam in this chat before. Hi.
I know, Sam.
Yay. But I do love Factory Funner. It's a puzzly type game with a real-time component that's not twitchy. Like you don't want to be the first person to throw your hand out and grab a thing because you're probably going to grab the wrong one and then it's a lot of negative points. So it's like this really weird, everyone's kind of hands are hovering over the table looking at the things, trying to figure out which one to grab. It is
one of those games where you're accidentally going to go out of turn because you're so excited. And it's on my turn. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's your turn. Yeah, I wasn't going to do that. I'm not going to do the green one. I wasn't going to do that.
I shouldn't do that.
No, I'm sorry. It's like you like just went and then the next person goes and then you think it's your turn again because you're just so ready.
I totally do that. And it needs to happen.
Yeah.
There's some game I do that in every time. I don't remember what it is, but I swear I just get that thing in my head that I really want to do.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm going to do it now. And they're like, whoa. So I feel like there's strategy in it. I feel like there's some stuff that's out of your control, which doesn't negate strategy. I think they can mutually exist together. But that's like JR's thing is I think there's things that he can't control, like the secret cards or whatever. So, plus if you just get trashed one round, you have more rounds and it's fine. Yeah. Like
there are 3 rounds and not one round is going to kill you in that game. So whatever.
No.
Also, what you need to do is play Eggs of Ostrich with me and have me kick your butt, and then teach me Capital Lux and kick my butt, which is Maggie's strategy.
Wow, are you like an Eggs of Ostrich shark?
I am definitely a shark that likes Eggs of Ostrich. Yeah.
Should we have an EOO tournament?
Damn, girl, you know I would be in on that. I love that game.
Why isn't that an app? I would play that all day, every day, just for funsies.
Right?
It's so good. It's really great.
I taught it.
Everybody
I
that too loves it.
Yeah. I bring it everywhere just in case there's 3 people. And if there's ever a situation where there's 3 people, I'm like, we can play Eggs of Ostrich.
Yeah. I've taught so many people Eggs of Ostrich at this point. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're the one that taught me at BGG.
I believe it because it's all because of Nicole. It's because of her friend Chris. But
yeah. Chris Moulton, pal of mine, who runs the boardroom in Halifax, the loveliest man alive.
I prefer it by its nickname, lewd ostriches. I feel like
I call
it's
it
somehow more
ostrich
fitting.
butts.
Oh,
Ostrich
yeah.
butts?
Ostrich
Yeah.
It's not just about the butts though. Let's face it. Come on.
But they're all like trying to angle themselves in and get you their butt.
Yeah, they're lewd. See?
Oh.
Oh.
Sassy ostriches, sastriches, saustriches. No, that sounds like
Sass of ostriches.
Bratwurst.
Speaking of sassy, I played Flamme Rouge at OrcaCon. Have you guys played Flamme Rouge?
I have.
So I
played
may
Flamme-
have bought it today because I was
saw
doing
it
retail
today.
therapy.
Did you buy it because of my singing Twitter praises?
I didn't buy it only because of that, but it may have been the straw that broke the camel's back.
I feel like Daniel Solis has sold more games of that than anyone else.
So
Chris
I
Bryan
actually
is the one that kind of got me going.
Chris
Yeah,
Bryan is
so-
in love with that
my
game.
so hype about
my
it.
official review of that game is that I actually don't understand the hype of that game, but
Oh!
Beth Sobel and I played it with. We had we started with 5 people, so we were like, oh, we'll just do like one team because it's a 4-player game, and then we ended up having more people come, and like Nicholas played with me on my team, so we just ended up having like people jump in on teams, and so we ended up with an 8-player game of Flamme Rouge, and people were just playing each one of the runners, like the sprinter, and what we ended up calling the other one the hunchers. So they're like little bike racing. It's a bike racing game, by the way, if you're not familiar with it. So yeah, I don't understand the hype. It's a cute game. It's a fun game.
I got it.
We had a fun time, but boy, Nicholas and I think were like,
Okay, but you played without mountains and valleys, yeah? Or hills?
we
or whatever
did
they're called?
play. Yeah, we played the like.
'Cause we played like vanilla, basic, boring.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So
So-
we played with mountains and hills or whatever they're called. It's like the uphill, downhill part. And without that game has nothing. I swear, you played like no game.
Yeah, I mean you're right. Yeah, we were just picking cards. Nicholas and I would confer. It would be like, I don't know, should I play this one? And they were like,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all.
I don't know.
No, so anyone in the chat that's curious, it's a bicycle racing game where if you're going uphill, because normally you play cards, if you're going uphill, you can't play more than a 4 or 5. And if you're playing downhill, you can't play less than a 4 or 5. So if I play a 2, it's still going to go extra spaces when I'm going downhill. And when you're going up hills, you don't get to draft, which is like this huge mechanic in the game. And it made the game thematic and wonderful, and it really sold me, and I don't understand the Vanilla Rouge. We're going with it. See, I like it.
I have not played it other than vanilla. I've played it 2 or 3 times now.
Don't do that.
It's just been regular, and honestly, it's been fine. Like, I think that it represents a racing game quite well, and for it being just like a regular terrain, I like looking at what my possibilities are and hoping for the best, like you would in a regular race, I guess. But I would really like to try it with the terrain. It's just that, well, the first time I played it, we just did it vanilla because we were learning.
that's what
it,
you do.
and
First time you're playing a game.
yeah, and the other time I played, we had newbies as well, so we just played a regular one. So next time. But I think it's done very elegantly. The only issue I have is with just not being able to tell the card men apart really that well.
Or the actual cards. I mean, like in the middle of the game, I go, okay, so the sprinters have the tag on the left and the hunters have the tag on the right, and everyone was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a racing game. I actually don't care for Thunder Alley either, so maybe racing games
come on!
just aren't my thing. Man, it was a really bad. It was one game though. It was a bad experience at this game store that I almost never go to, and it was super long. And I just games where you could just it's like do good, make good choices, play good cards, and then you do that, and then everyone else just gets to freaking drift behind you for making bad choices. Like, that's kind of not cool. I like that, and that happens in a lot of racing games. It kind of happens at Flamme Rouge, although I feel like there's a little bit of strategy in doing that more so than in Thunder Alley. But yeah, I didn't really care for that.
In Flamme Rouge, at least in my play, if you didn't use drafting and use the exhaustion cards smartly, you would actually run out and wouldn't be able to finish the race.
Right, yeah. If you do not have exhaustion cards, you might not be able to even finish. Yeah.
So with the terrain, when you're going up mountains and stuff, you have way more opportunities to get exhaustion when you need it, and you can save your like 7s and crazy cards for the like last push. It was so thematically correct. It was such like a bicycling race. It was so cool. I was like blown away about how
playing it wrong. So
that's not good.
We were exhausting too many racers. So when you have some that are together, even if there's one not in front of them, if there is one next to them, they're a group, and that they're not exhausted. It's only the very leader of a group that is not connected at all. So we did that wrong. So. But yeah.
Have you played Automobiles, the kind of pool building racing game?
So I like automobiles. Automobiles.
All right. So I've been playing that on a ton on do you say Yukata or Yakata or
Yukata?
I say Yukata. Yeah, I say Yukata. But
Yukata. So I've been playing a bunch on Yukata, and David Short, the designer, is he's got some of the new maps that are coming up loaded onto Yukata, and they're so much fun. And he's got all new drivers and all new engine abilities that you can buy and add on, and like everything is super well. I like how Z
so fancy.
Like spells Yukata for us as if I understand what like the little symbol over the U is like
so fancy.
If Eric Martin was
now the accent is like
he would correct us anyway though.
Okay, anyway, so Automobiles. So I will say I'm a huge fan of Automobiles. It's one of my top 50 games of all times. And I've been playing around with these new tracks that are coming up, and it's great because like they're optimized for different player counts. Like there's this really tight track that's for 2 to 3 players that was it totally changed how you thought about gears and how you move around, because he's introducing like these split lanes that share 2 colors, and so you have more flexibility moving, but you're going to take more wear, and it's tremendous. And I like to think I'm not like, I'll say like I'm not a racing fan, but then I think like I like Snowtails, I like Thunder Alley, I like Automobiles.
I'm not a racing fan.
No, okay, you're not. I'm just there's racing games. They're cool.
I used to root for Bill Elliott when he was in the Budweiser car whenever I was younger with my grandpa.
Who's Bill Elliott? Is that your grandpa?
No, he was a race car driver.
Bill Elliott?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with that.
It's way back in the day.
Shut up! You're so much younger than me. Whatever.
Way back in the day. No, I was a wee one. Yeah, no, I racing games are just fine. I mean, I like Camel Cup. That's fine. That's like
that's not a racing game. That's not a racing game.
It's not. It's pretty rando. It's fun though. Like
yeah, but I feel like a lot of the racing games are rando, which is weird because I don't feel like in a race IRL. I've been in like 0 other than marathons and stuff, but in like an actual like a race outside of that, like cars and whatever, I feel like people don't actually do well by not doing well.
Oh yeah.
Like speaking English right now?
Yeah, wait, what? It's not random. It's not like you're not lucking into things. Like it is skill and practice. And
you're not like, is this person gonna like, are they gonna want to go fast or are they gonna want to go kind of fast? Like in Flamme Rouge, right? Like, are they gonna? No, you're playing a 9 every time. You're going 9. Like they're gonna go as fast as they can.
See, but that's the thing about Flamme Rouge is that I looked at the pack and I'm like, what are people likely to do? Are they likely to speed ahead? Should I try and play something that might let me stay with the pack, or at least not get too far ahead where I might get exhausted, but I'm not going to be like way ahead, so I'll probably be exhausted next round, etc. So I felt like there were some of those decisions to be made in Flamme Rouge, which was more interesting to me. And I feel like could happen in a bike race. You're like, oh, maybe these guys are going to speed up. I'm going to really like put my effort into this. And you like, they're all like way behind you, slipstreaming together. And you're like, oh, man, come on. Like I put all this effort in and now I'm exhausted from it. So yeah, I don't know. I like the way it plays out.
Have any of you played Power Boats? Kabuki Kids.
No.
Power Boat. I have not played it.
Sounds interesting.
He was saying it was the same designer as Factory Funner, but I've not played it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know Z. Z's always got like these weird games that nobody like there's 5 copies of floating around, and then he introduces them to you, and then you fall in love with them, and then you run all around the internet.
Shows you the power to like
shady deals, trying to get them
or whatever. Like if they have, you know.
Wait a second. Power boats in space is not going to work. Power boats, well, they're open. You're going to die in space. Like
it's just a spaceship. It's just a spaceship
right now.
You're talking about a spaceship is what you're talking about.
Have you guys played the new reprint of, or the old not reprint of Winner's Circle? Is that the one with the horses?
I have
and
not.
the betting and the track?
I know what you're talking about, but
I just use your hands more.
Oh, I'll use my hands some more, Stephanie.
Do it. Hold on. Let's put the camera on Seuss. Just show me with your hands what Winner's Circle is.
The circle.
I hope there's no kids. It's too late. Kids don't watch this.
No, it's like
well, I got to play Winner's Circle at BGG Con, and I didn't think I would like it. But it's kind of awesome. But it's like it's a bit more like Camel Up in that it's really more of a bidding game and a betting game than it is a race game in a lot of ways to me. So I don't know. Maybe that's an element too. No, Marguerite, you're bad.
Oh my gosh. We need so many Seuss gifts.
Nah, we're good. We're good.
Yes.
We're good.
with $8.
Good.
I will pay real life monies.
I have money.
gifts.
I will make
So anyway, Winner's Circle, I really, really enjoyed. I was surprised by it. It has amazing components in this reprint. It has like metal coins and everything like that were really good. And like has these fairly sizable like horse, you can't call them miniatures, they're like toys. I mean, like you can picture like, stop it. And you get to.
It's not going to be as good as Walk the Dogs. I'm just going to put that in.
No, but
No,
that's
never.
what I was saying. It makes me think of Walk the Dogs. And I'm like,
That's
we could
so
have
funny.
like show pony version of Walk the Dogs.
I want show ponies.
Or we could just get, oh my God, we could do Walk the Dogs with My Little Ponies.
Friendship.
I think we should play Walk the Dogs, but with random like.
Friendship is ponies.
Magic.
Nose to bottom. That is magic.
Oh, Gidget. Look at
Okay.
Gidget is
Ponies.
Gidget is running the show tonight, obviously.
Oh, dang.
Oh my God.
Your cat is teaching you who's boss.
Oh God.
Thanks.
Oh God.
So, Suze, what did you play that you very much loved in 2016?
This is where we're sitting now, apparently.
Were there games? I don't know. Let me look at my phone.
Gidget.
I really loved Holmes, Sherlock, and Mycroft. And I think part of it is just like the
Yes, it's so good.
I think it was partly like the surprise of it. I wasn't expecting it, and then I fell in love with it, and then I talked about it a lot, and I think that was really awesome. I don't know, like I played Deluvia. I don't know what Marguerite would know because she knows everything. Is Deluvia a 2016 or
The year before that, but I totally understand because it's amazing and no one ever talks about it. So I'm going to call it
so
2016 just so we can talk about it.
And I've realized I'm not a huge area control fan. Like, I really liked a lot of things about Nippon, but that area control thing kind of was like, okay to me. But for some reason in Deluvia, the area control where you kind of stake your claim and then, you can build on it later. I really like that element. But of course, there's that magic of that grid up top where you do the thing where you stake your claim on a
It's
column
so
or
good.
things with your
That
little
weird old
ship.
grid is so good.
So you vogue and then
I'm trying to help you visualize. Like
I know, and please don't stop ever. Please don't. I'm getting
Well,
but Olivia,
Olivia has the funky grid. I'll do some
Thank
hand
you.
gestures.
See?
It's got the funky grid.
see,
And you put the things and they do this. And then it also has like the variable number of workers to make an action more important. And I love that. And I don't think enough games do that.
oh yeah, that's
Where
good.
you can assign as many workers as you like to take a more strong action to do the thing, or you can hold them back to do other stuff. I really love that.
Mhm.
And Olivia does it so well.
But if I can occupy the chat just for a little bit more, I think that 2016 was an amazing year for me personally in games because it felt like a really great year for roll and write games. And so don't, Marguerite, I see your face in the window, you know.
You
I can
see all
you.
of our faces.
No, I mean,
Including Suze's own 2 custom pie roll and writes. I'm just gonna put that.
Right?
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean,
I
right,
feel like
amazing.
2016 was the year for pie themed and rolling right.
No, 2017 has to be the year for pie because like I only got like 2 pie themed games in 2016,
Oh,
and I'm
we gotta
really
up that.
pushing it so that like in 2017 we can really up the pie quotient for games.
You saw what I told Chris earlier that all of his games are now about pie, right?
Oh, and
Chris was in
Very
the chat
games.
earlier. Is Chris still in the chat?
I don't think so. He's not talking at least.
Oh, he was
And when
in
he's
Twisted
around, he's
Metal.
talking.
run away. So, oh, Cynthia's asking what is a roll and
Yes.
write?
Please explain.
Well,
Use
they
your hands.
well, some people are calling them randomize and write, and I'm down with that because Avenue uses cards. Rando write. Oh,
Ooh.
Ooh, oh.
but basically you have something, mostly dice, where you're rolling and then you're marking on a score sheet. So like the most basic thing would be Yahtzee. And but of course then like more modern day air would be like Quicks or Quinto would be great. But you know, the year of Quinto, Avenue is amazing. Dice Stars is amazing. Knockmall is amazing. I just feel really happy that these games are coming out. There are designers on BGG that are releasing like print and play versions. There's this really great railroad based one that I found really interesting. So I think 2016 was a great year for roll and write. I see more people enjoying them and talking about them a little bit more, which I'm really happy about because the more people that play them and buy them, the more that people will design them. Andrew Smith is saying St. Malo is so hot, and it's like
So hot right now.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Yeah. So 2016, like there's a lot of great games in 2016. I was really happy with the year, but I think when I look back on it, I think 2016 was kind of a blossoming year for roll and write. So I'm happy. Anyway.
Yay.
We have just like a couple more minutes, so let's close with, if you can pick one, our favorite game of 2016. How about that? Marguerite's thinking. Nicole?
I'm gonna go with Honshu.
No, that's mine too.
Oh,
No, high five.
Oh, okay.
she's like, is she hitting me?
No,
I'm
I'm
like,
not
oh,
beating you. No, this is like
Yeah.
let's do it. Yeah, Honshu. Part of
Honshu
that might
was
be
great.
influenced because that like it came into my life towards the end of 2016, so it's sort of still fresh in my mind. But I also just think it's the perfect game ever. Which everyone in this chat's probably heard me talk about this all over everything all the time. But it's portable. It's 2 to 5 players. It's easy to play. It's quick. It's easy to teach. It's small. It's tiling. It's fun. There's variations you can add in. Yeah, so it's the best.
I did try and think of some older ones like Isle of Skye and I think Grand Austria Hotel were both 2016 releases.
Were they?
I think.
Was Grand
and they were great. I love them with all my heart. So, and they're a bit older, so not as biased towards what I've played most recently.
What about you, Max? Can you do it?
Okay.
Like
I'm literally like looking at my list. I have this list that's not ranked. It's been sitting by my computer for like a month and a half now.
Nice.
The game that I've had the most fun playing and teaching was probably Role Player.
Yes.
It's a light game. It's silly. It's not a strategy game. It's not in my normal Euro stuff, but it is so much fun to show other humans. It is just so lovely. As for strategy Euros, I want to say it's going to be a toss-up. It's either... Oh, man. It's either Papa Paolo, Yokohama, or Feast for Odin, and I can't decide.
I
Feast.
forgot about Yokohama.
Yokohama is coming out in the States
I
really soon,
know.
and it's
So
gonna be
deluxeified.
huge.
Oh, I backed
gorgeous.
it, and I don't do that. I'm a board gamer on a budget. I don't back stuff anymore, and I
But
backed that.
you damn well are getting some Yokohama.
Actually, I have this.
I haven't played
This
it.
Taste of Minstrel Dargon Yokohama little Dargon
That's
here.
so cute.
Yeah.
Well, I guess so. Of those three, though, I'll talk a little bit about Papa Paolo because no one's talking about it. And it was this funky little release, and I wish I could pronounce the guy's name that had designed it. It's like Fabrice, and then this beautiful last name, which is really long in Italian.
Vanden Bogardi.
That's definitely not how you pronounce it. Yeah. Okay.
It's totally that, though.
Yeah.
Papa Paolo has this it's got another grid, right? So the Deluvia project, the party, the gritty bits, where everyone is putting down their meeples, and then you're trying to earn coins by being the most in a column or thing, and you're taking your actions, and then you have a bidding round, and you deliver a bunch of pizzas, and it's so fun and fabulous. But it's not getting any attention.
Apparently,
So I don't know
Rado has a run through of it.
Rado-
so.
And Nicholas, because of their backing, I think, in the Rado something, is on their playthrough.
Oh,
I think.
Interesting.
So I haven't been able to watch it yet. I'm so behind, stupid sickness. But I love Papa Paolo. I liked Lorenzo El Magnifico, but I've only played it once. And it's coming out from Cool Minis, so I figure I'll play it some more.
yeah.
And then Feast for Odin is also pretty fantastic. It's got a little Ora Labora in its genetics, and it's really fun.
It's great.
Yeah.
So, Suze, did you do your official fave?
No. I liked all the games.
Collating.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I can't even I'm looking at all the games I played, and I complain a lot about not playing many games, but I played a lot of games. This is tough. I know
Is it your weather bonanza? Is that your favorite?
No. I'm getting cards printed. I
don't even know if that's. I just made that up. Is that the name? I
think I put there's no
Werfel
name. I think I said Werfel weather. I guess I probably should have looked up what Werfel means before I put it in the name. But
dice.
I was like, okay.
Werfel means dice. So that's the good bit to keep. Bonanza, I think, is a play on bean.
So weather
But,
bean would have
know.
made much sense. Gotcha.
But I like it. I like weather bean.
Can I pull the group? I've got two questions.
I like answers.
Okay, so the two games that got a lot of attention for innovation this year, I feel like I'm on the wrong end of. So, of Mystic Vale or Vast, which do you prefer? Because I'm much preferring Mystic Vale.
I've only played Vast.
Okay.
I am all about Mystic Vale.
I really liked Mystic Vale. Yeah.
People were super snarky about it, that it was just another deck builder. I'm like, it's a deck builder, but it's so smart and fun.
It's cool.
I was game adjacent to Mystic Vale.
Oh man, were you game adjacent?
I haven't played it game adjacent. I saw it. I think I got it though.
I guess
There was a designated Canadian corner on OrcaCon. Not really, but there was just Marcel and
Marcel.
And stuff were there, so they called it.
I got to meet the Boards Alive guys, but I've known Marcel for a couple of years now. It was nice to see him again though.
Yeah,
that's Marcel
they were
Perrault.
playing Mystic Vale, and so I learned how to play while they were playing it. I was like, oh okay, because I never played it.
Yeah,
it looks fun. I think I would like it.
I think
it's very different than Fast, though. I don't know how do you compare that?
Yeah, how do you compare those?
It was in all of the most innovative categories.
Yes, I agree. Well, I don't know that Mystic Vale, just because using the clear cards is the most innovative, because Gloom's done that. Not that other games haven't done asymmetrical, player powers and play and stuff like that. But I I guess Mystic Veil kind of revitalized it. But I've been saying for forever, we need to use those clear cards.
Well,
I
it
think
uses them in a very different way. Like it edits the cards instead of the glue mechanism, which is really cool.
Yeah,
and they have
it really could not be there. Like it really could be there or not there in Gloom. Like it doesn't really necessarily add.
It's just neat in Gloom.
Yeah.
And it's fun to kill your family, whatevs.
Yeah, it's fun to make yourself super sad. Wow. Positive stream, ending on a good note. So that is our favorites. Continue to say your favorites. And hey, if you like the show, join us on Twitch where stuff will normally work, but you can watch all of our archived videos here and more of stuff that people like Netters Play does. She's in the chat here. She does some videos, and Mags does videos, and Nicholas does some videos. So we've got lots of other gameplays, strategy videos, top 10 best ofs, whatever. We've got it all here. And give us a thumbs up if you like the show, because that will really help us out. So you can do that now.
Thumbs down like that one.
I'm watching you.
Cool.
I'm watching
Yeah,
you. Right? So you can do
down.
it right now if you want. No, no. Sincerely, if you do like the show, though, it does help us out if you give us thumbs up, comment on videos, and check some of those out. And then do the same on Twitch and follow us on Twitch so that we can do more of these and maybe eventually like afford decent, broadcasting software that doesn't break up with me.
And also in the chat is Crystal, and I think Ambi was here for a minute from Board Game Blitz, and they're planning on doing some sort of streaming soon. So you should go follow their Twitch at Board Game Blitz.
Yeah. I think that's it. Any closing comments, lady? It was so good to hang out with you guys. Gidget tried to run it because she's jealous. But it was so good to hang out with you guys in chat and my besties here. I don't know what I would do without these ladies.
Yeah,
I miss your faces always, and as always, it's been a pleasure to be here for Games on the Rocks, and we absolutely heart everybody in chat. Thank you for being here.
Oh, the chat. You chat the best chat.
You make it for us, BBs. Thank you.
I mean this super sincerely. Please be careful this weekend. I know a lot of things are going down, and I'm really worried about all my friends. So if you're marching, please pay attention to your surroundings and protect the people around you and be good to yourselves. And if not, then avoid downtowns of all shapes and sizes.
Stay inside, play games.
We've already had 2 shootings and I'm freaking out. So I love you all. Be good to yourselves and others.
Please do. We love you all. We need a good We need a good closing tagline.
Wait, I have a toast, Steph. I looked one up.
Yeah.
Let's
do a toast. Let's end with a toast.
It's like a really simple one, but it was just like it was such a Steph line. It's such a Steph line. Wait, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we're ready. I have drink number 3, which doesn't have alcohol in it because I didn't want to go crazy.
I added vodka, so this is like pure.
I have like this.
Nice.
May the best of your past be the worst of your future. Cheers.
Aww.
Oh, that's so nice.
I like that. Can
What a
we
great
get that
cheers.
stitched on a pillow?
Yes, we can. We'll make fun.
That's gonna be my 2017 cross stitch project right there.
Let's play some music and dance together. I'm not muting you guys though. We're just gonna play it. We're just gonna do it.
Chair dancing. Yeah.
We're closing out. Thanks for joining us as always.
Love you, chat.
everybody.
Love ya. Bye.
Love you, mucho.
Happy New
Gidget
Year.
loves you too.
Oh, Gidge.
What a baby.
That cat looks so mad.
She has RBF. She has RBF.
Oh,
All right,
I know what
thanks, you guys.
RBF means. Bye.